Today is Monday, December 20th. This is the 1968 Cadillac DeVille Convertible Strato-Bench Power Seat Mechanism from my friend Leon Barton in Virginia. This is the original vintage unit that has been completely disassembled and completely restored as a level 10 restoration. It includes a complete teardown and rebuilding of the transmission, complete teardown and rebuilding and rewinding of the motor, the electricals, the harness, and of course the driver's side and passenger side track and rail system that comprises the track and rail as well as the two riser towers, one in the rear and one in the front, and the linear actuating gearbox. The track and rail systems have been completely disassembled all the way down to the final screw, and they have been acid washed, lacquer dipped, and climatized with a corrosion resistant surface treatment. The individual riser towers have been completely disassembled, fully serviced with the bearings replaced, and the worm gear drives fully serviced as shown in the predecessor videos, as well as the linear gearbox having been opened up and completely rebuilt. So these are completely rebuilt units, and it includes the urea-based slide guides that I manufacture to very high tolerance that provides the absolute linear tracking between the track and the rail. So the track and the rail are facilitated with a linear movement that has an absence of any skewing or twisting, and that's facilitated by 4 linear slide guides that provide interference between the track and rail on both the driver's side as well as on the passenger side. So those slide guides were shown in the predecessor video prior to the full assembly embodiment that we have here in this final video, which is video 3 out of a 3 video set. Videos 1 and 2, you can see the complete bench layout of the breakdown of all of the individual components. And in this final video, we have the fully assembled embodiment, and we're going to do a functional validation test under power. So I have the 8-way articulating controller over here comprising the joystick that does linear forward and back as well as unified rise and lowering, the front tilt up and down, and the rear tilt up and down. So that's 8 degrees of freedom, 8 ways that this system actuates. General Motors calls it a 6-way power seat mechanism, but it's 8 degrees of freedom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press the joystick, and we have forward motion, linear motion, now we'll do a rise in the lowering in the front, rise in the front, lowering in the front, lowering in the rear. Rising in the rear, rising in the front. Now I'll do unified rise. And now we'll go over here to driver's side and we'll do the unified lowering. So unified lowering, unified rise, front lower tilt, front upper tilt, rear tower going down, and now we'll look at the rear tower going up. The rear tower is over here. Up, down. We'll zoom in on the front tower. Down. Up. Now we'll back out a little bit and we'll do a unified lowering and a unified rise. Okay, and that's the 8-way power actuating mechanism for the 1968 Cadillac DeVille Convertible. This is for my friend Leon Barton in Virginia, and this will be shipping out today. As soon as I get his okay to ship, reply confirmation. This is George in Florida. I have over 75,000 original vintage parts from 1967 to 1970, over 375,000 1959 to 1976 Cadillac items overall. I'm best known for my restoration of the Cadillac steering wheels, the tilt and telescopic steering columns, these power seat mechanisms, the instrument clusters, and other critical, hard-to-source, original vintage Cadillac items. Today is Monday, December 20th. Thank you very kindly.